Nally Elias and Associates, Tom Sipes Demolition, Albert's Heating and Air Conditioning in Conway, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Polly's Leggings and Gifts, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA.
You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
Hey, Peanuts! Welcome to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show, a Wednesday night show that features the sports opinions of the fans sitting up in peanut heaven. This show airs Wednesday nights here on Beaver County Radio, and it is brought to you by TK Roofing Specialist in Elwood City. The phone lines are open at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Now, let's introduce your hosts for the show, Scott Kincaid and Bryan Pasquale.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. Glad to have you back. It's been a long week. It's really hot out there. It's not Texas hot, but it's hot. And we're kind of spoiled up here in Western Pennsylvania, but I guess we're finally feeling it. And it looks like a long week of hot weather. I don't mind it being hot. I'm from the South, but I've acclimated over 10 years. And so I'm feeling it. I'm a roofer. It's 100. What was it? 88 today? 90. On the roof was 100.
Super humid.
Yeah, you had 20 degrees on the roof when it's like this. So it was really hot. My sympathy goes out to my southern friends, and I guess they'll get me back in the winter because they don't get any snow. But they don't have plows, so they can't drive with 1 inch of snow where we can get 2 feet and just wait till lunch and the plow lets you go to the store. They can't do that down there. So that's one of those things. But we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about the Pirates because I'm a big Pirates fan. I know Brian's a big Pirates fan, and of the players.
Not management or ownership, just the players.
Okay. So when the Pirates players that are great leave, do you follow those guys? Do you love them? I do too. We're on the same page.
Except for Garrett Cole. Never was a fan of him.
Really?
Yeah. Never liked his attitude.
Huh.
Not that I hate him or anything, or dislike him. It's just not a fan.
It's interesting. I'm not going to go there. I like you too much to delve into your psyche.
We have an hour, Scott.
I know. But you know what they say, the things we hate about other people the most is the things that we don't like about ourselves. You are a lot like Garrett Cole. You're demanding. You are commanding. And you don't take nothing off of nobody. It is what it is. That's the deal. Right. Right. And I guess the reason you don't like him is he left. Maybe.
No, I didn't like him when he was here.
Oh, you didn't like him when he was here?
Yeah, just his demeanor, his attitude, everything. Like, he was a great pitcher.
Right.
I like
when he was here, he was worth most of the wins we got when he was here because we were so bad. Speaking of which, I don't think we're so bad. Let's get off of that. Okay. Let's go back to the Pirates.
The 40 and 45 Pirates.
The 40 and 45 Pirates, which is
the division.
Right, streaky.
Right dab in the middle.
Right dab in the middle.
Hot, cold for too long.
So what do you think is going to happen? I love this matchup tonight. They're playing the Dodgers tonight at 10 o'clock. I know you guys don't want to stay up. I couldn't stay up last night, but then I couldn't sleep. And so it was one of those things for me. Here I am. Oh, we're winning. Oh, we're losing. Oh, we're winning. Oh, we're losing. Oh, I'm going to sleep. I can't do this because I have to get up and go on the roof tomorrow. And then I try to sleep and I can't sleep and 30 minutes goes past. And then all of a sudden, oh, let's check the score and let's just see where it is. Oh my God, it's 6-6. Oh no. So I'm like, okay, we're going to watch it. It's 7-6. And then all of a sudden, boom. I thought we lost. So I go to sleep.
It was their 20th comeback of the season thus far. A 3-run ninth. All the young guys are hitting.
They did this a few times here recently. They did it Friday night. They did something at PNC Park that gave the fans everything they were wishing for. And it was great to see. That was a different time schedule.
Right. Yeah, I just too late for me. When it was 4-4, I went to bed. That was it. I'm happy I woke up and I saw, what was it,
9-7. Yeah, they won 9-7. So I went to sleep after it was 7-6, and then I woke up and my German Shepherds woke me up early in the morning, which they do always, to feed them. And, you know, if you have big dogs, you know what I'm talking about. It's 9-7. Oh, my goodness. So I'm watching the highlight of what happened, and it was pretty amazing to be happening out there on the West Coast. I love how the Pirates play the West Coast. We didn't do so great on the West Coast last time we were out there, but it looks like we've returned to our form of West Coast play. And to the world travelers out there, and I was in the Marine Corps, so I've been in California, lived out there for a while. There's a difference in the air. So 100 degrees in California is completely different than 85 degrees in Pennsylvania. It's just not humid.
Right, the less humidity. Yeah.
Right. All you need is shade.
Shade and a little bit of a breeze, and 100's not brutal.
Correct. It's nice. It's actually pleasant, and you like it.
My brother, he goes out to Arizona and plays golf out there, and he's like, it's 90 degrees, and it's nice.
Right. Yeah, I remember living out there. So I'm excited about tonight's matchup. It's Miller against Beto.
Yes.
And
at 10-10 tonight.
Now, it's the experienced guy against the rookie.
Mm-hmm.
But the rookie's in a 3 ERA average. And the experienced guy's almost 10. He's like 9 something. So I don't understand how the Dodgers pay so much money for these guys. And so I'm excited about tonight. I think we pull this game, whether we pull the series. And then again, in modern day baseball, which is this year, right? When you say modern day baseball. So all the experts that are talking about baseball are all relying on the stats that come from the past. Correct? When you agree? So like the tendencies, and this is what happens. But this is modern day baseball this year. They change. There's a pitch clock. There's all these things that are changed. And I think the old timers are thrown for a loop, and people are kind of maybe mistaken about tendencies because anything could happen. And we saw it last night. 3 years ago, the Pirates lost.
They do not quit.
They do not quit.
Sometimes they're awful, but they still do not quit.
Well, that's because baseball is now giving opportunities for this to happen, which is what baseball needed. Baseball needed for you to stay tuned when, all right, let's give you an example. 1995, the Braves are playing the Brewers, and they're up 3-0 in the 5th. Are you staying up to watch that game?
Well, I don't like the Brewers or the Braves.
I'm just saying, if you were, hypothetically, if you were either one of, even if you were a Brewers fan or a Braves fan, are you staying up to watch that game? No, that game is over. The game's over. Because they don't come back from that. Where today,
I don't know if comebacks are different because of the speed of the game. I don't think that makes much sense. I mean, look at the 2004 Red Sox and Yankees American League.
I wish there was a way I could look it up, but I bet you the come from behind wins this year is already over last year.
You just think because of the pitching? Because I think you brought that up before the season started, that you thought pitching would be down and hitting would be up this season.
Correct. And it is. Scores are up. Runs are up. And these last minute, I'm going to win the game. You're not out of it. And that's what baseball needed to have people watch. Agreed? Like, you want to watch, you'll watch football. Correct? You'll watch football game even though it's once a week, and that's the problem baseball has. There's so many games, and football is less games. So this is the game. It's a big deal. Every game really counts, where in baseball, it's a long season. And that's why I hate that phrase, it's a long season, because in baseball, every game counts. I need 88, baby. Every
You're at 40.
game
You're
counts.
48 away.
Right. So I'm a true baseball fan, and so we're trying to cross-mesh the analysts here as far as that goes. So if you're watching the Steelers play and they're only down 2 scores in the third quarter, you're still watching, right?
Right.
Okay. So I went to sleep. We were down 1 run. I went to sleep. I thought we would lose.
I know, but
because I've already been trained to.
It was after midnight.
I know. Well, I'm a big fan.
It wasn't
I
2
will
o'clock
stay
in
up.
the afternoon.
And you know what? I hated myself all day for missing that live. Like I stayed up and listened to it and watched it kind of all the way to where they were losing by 1 run. And yet, oh my God, they won and I missed it. You know why? Because baseball has a tendency of that doesn't happen. But this year it's happening. It happened Friday night. We lost that game, and oh my God, that was the greatest moment in PNC Park since 2013. Wouldn't you agree? That was an amazing night.
I don't know if yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, J1 Bay hit one earlier this year, but we're talking about this year. Walk-off home runs.
Well, what I liked is they put Bednar in the 8th and the 9th. So he actually got 5 outs. He pitched an inning and 2/3.
He's a beast.
And
he
I
got
just,
the All-Star bid, didn't he?
Yes.
He
yes.
got the nod. Thank you, Kershaw.
Yeah,
for
Clayton
getting
Kershaw couldn't pitch. He's out. So Bednar's in, Keller's in. Those are our 2 All-Stars. None on the offensive side.
Would you trade Bednar for Kershaw right now?
What? Yeah, of course, anybody would.
What do you mean?
Clayton Kershaw? He's a starting pitcher.
Correct.
He's a left-hander.
Okay.
He strikes out more people per inning than he faces. That's a silly question. Of course.
Of course, it's a silly question, but it's a realistic question because the closer is in high demand and the rotation pitcher's not. And we could get rotation pitchers. You could probably buy Kershaw. You could probably buy his contract out because if you did buy his contract out, we still wouldn't match the Dodgers or half of the Major League Baseball teams out there. Is he that good? I don't think he's that good now. I mean, he was great. He has a great resume. I would not give up Bednar for Kershaw. You might. I wouldn't. I love this guy as our closer. He is the guy. He's blown 1 save this year, right? 1 save. He was snubbed in the All-Star. I don't care what anybody says.
Kershaw's got a 1-year deal for $200 million with the Dodgers, including a $5 million signing bonus. So $25 million. What's Bednar make? Like $700,000?
I don't know what he makes. I should look that up. Nobody in the Pirates makes any money except for the people that aren't doing anything with that salary. I mean, I understand Bryan Reynolds came back. He finally got a hit last night. But he wasn't, since he came back, his average is probably low. And Brian Hayes, I mean, we're talking about, that's $150 million of two people that are really not making the headlines. Let's just put it that way.
They're like above average players. They're not superstars. Neither one's a superstar.
Neither one. The media built them up, and we signed them to make the fans happy.
You know, the first 2 players I would trade if I was
I'm
a
a
GM?
fan. I'm not happy anymore. I'm glad that they're spending some money, but if they're going to spend money, why not go after that guy? Why not go after those guys? And I would totally not take him over Bednar because Bednar, I think, is our best pitcher. And if we do have a chance, if we have any chance whatsoever in the playoffs to make the playoffs or do anything, Bednar is our guy that's going to continue that. You got to have that guy. And he's that guy. And nobody else on any other team has that guy. He's that guy. Right? You don't agree?
I don't know. He pitches 1 inning here and there. He's a great closer, but I don't think he's as important as you're making him out to be.
Who's the Yankee?
Not taking anything away from him.
The Yankee saver with the cardboard glove.
Are you talking about Molina?
No, Rivera.
Or Rivera. I'm sorry. We're Molina. Good Lord. Yeah, Rivera. That's what I meant to say. Totally.
He didn't pitch that many innings. You know how valuable he was during their stretch of dominance?
He wasn't valuable in 2004 where the Terry Francona led Boston Red Sox came back and won 4 in a row.
Here we go.
I believe Ortiz had a double. I think a home run and a double off him. Games 4 and 5.
And so who was their reliever?
Who the heck was it? I know he stood funny.
He's the one that punched the assistant coach in the head. What was his name?
I can't remember.
Also Dominican. I forget his name too. It's not Rivera.
You're talking about Pedro Martinez? He was not a reliever. He was their number 1 pitcher or 1A. Him and
that was my daughter. Sorry, I need to turn this
him and the
off.
bloody sock.
The bloody sock. Yes.
Yes. Kurt Schilling and Pedro Martinez.
So who was their reliever?
I can't remember. I want to say that he just threw funny. He kind of threw from his shoulder. I can't remember who the heck their closer was in 2004. Can't remember.
It wasn't the guy
I'll
with
look
the
it up in the
glasses.
break. I'll look it up in the break.
The rock star. It wasn't him.
I don't remember.
Or the wild thing.
Rick Vaughn? No, he was with the Indians in 1984 or 85.
How about them Indians? We can talk a little about them. They are in the same situation we are with the AL Central, which we thought the AL was going to be
the AL
dominant.
Central is even worse than,
my
the
gosh.
NL Central.
Right. And so...
Well, Terry's in the hospital where he was last week. I don't know what the update is. He's not.
Sorry to hear that.
He's not.
I didn't know
He
that.
has all kinds of health issues. Yeah.
Well, they're in first place.
No, I think they're in second.
I think they're in first.
Okay, well, we can look it up.
You can look
That's
it
fine.
up. I think they took it over last night.
I have a question for you. The games this year, we were talking a little bit ago about the speed of the game. What percentage of the games this year have gone over 3 hours?
Oh, wow. I would say 15%.
Lower.
Get out. That's way low already. 5%.
Higher.
All right, so 10%.
Lower. You would
9.
You would not do well on The Price is Right. It would be like, earn, your time's up. Yeah, it's 9%. 9% of games.
I didn't know you were giving a prize away. I'd have probably thought about it more.
Curtis has the prize over there for you. So 9% of the games have gone over 3 hours. Now you think about an NFL game that starts at 1 o'clock. It's pretty much done by 4, maybe 4:05, maybe 4:15. So there's a little over 3 hours. A hockey game's about 2.5, and now we're getting to the baseball games being closer to the hockey timeline.
Right. Well, I mean,
So that's why attendance is up for sure.
Yes, because you can go to a game and you can get out of there. You don't have to stay there forever. And there's a difference between baseball and football, where football has I've been to football games, and you have too, right? You've been to an NFL game, so it's called TV timeout. Why aren't they playing the game? It's a TV timeout. They don't do that in baseball. They just don't do it. You get your commercials.
Well, they know how many
we're in
commercials they're
between
gonna have.
innings, where football could be whenever they say, and then, hey, it's TV timeout.
Well, the TV timeouts are usually after the kickoff, which I think they'll actually get rid of eventually here anyway. So I don't know when they're going to do their TV timeouts. I guess just before you start with the ball in the 25.
I think it comes down to the money. If somebody said, hey, I got $1 quadrillion and I want to sell Subway on the NFL, but I want to be here, that money detects or
Right.
depicts everything. And baseball, it can't. The game's the game. When it's on, it's on. You don't get to go, oh, timeout. We're going to go to commercial.
Right.
You just don't see
In
that at
between the
baseball
halves of
games.
the innings.
And that's the difference between football and baseball.
Or a pitcher change.
Football games actually would be in less time. If you took out all the commercials in football, it would be different. In fact, I remember seeing this report or this reading this article with Tony Romo about TV timeouts caused him to lose his flow. Like, you get into the rhythm of the game, and I'm ready to go, blah, 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 and I'm going to win, and then we're going to do it. And then TV timeout, and everybody gets a timeout, and they get to regroup, and now I'm just like, I was on a roll. And then, boom. I blew the game because I was ready. I was ready to go, and the commercial cost the game.
Iced him? Iced the quarterback? I've heard of icing the kicker, but I don't know about icing the quarterback.
Well, I mean, I think and it's similar with golf. I could go out and play golf, and if nobody's in front of me and I get to just play the course and there's no waiting and I get to hit the ball, boom, I'd shoot a whole lot better than if there's somebody in front of me. And these pros that have to play, they have to wait sometimes 30, 45 minutes on the tee box. So you've got to be good at calming down and then getting back up. In football and golf, but not baseball. You just have to deal with the long break. And they've eliminated that this year. So even in between innings, right, you only get like 2 minutes.
I don't know what the commercial break is. It's got to be under 3.
No. There's no concession for commercials in baseball.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying.
The commercials, whatever they sell, has to fit in the time between the innings or wherever they can fit it in. But the game is the game. But once the game became officially timed, they couldn't say, hey, we're going to stop here and do a commercial break. That doesn't happen because it's all being officially timed. You got 2 minutes or whatever it is between innings. You only get so many seconds between pitches. And that's the deal. To enforce the game being shorter, they couldn't say, oh, we forced the game to be shorter, but we're going to add 30 minutes of commercials. No, they get the commercials when they get them. So actually, baseball's probably doing better. I don't know if the networks and the markets are doing better, but I mean,
I would assume viewership's up. Attendance is up. Viewership has to be up. I think it's getting close back to rivaling with the NBA's viewership is.
It's got to be doing well because more people are watching baseball.
Good. That's a good thing. It's a great sport.
Oh my goodness, time's flying. I love you guys. I wanted to say this real quick. I've been paying attention to all my Peanut Sports Show fans. I really appreciate you. I know Bryan appreciates you, and we love to have you. If you need a roof or you have roof problems, maybe you need a fence mended. I don't know anything exterior. TEK Roofing Specialist can take care of it. It's 412-969-1167. If you need a new roof, we're proudly installing Tamco shingles. The Titan XT is the top of the line new shingle on the line. And would love to come out there, give you an estimate, take care of any needs you have. And like I said, give us a call, 412-969-1167. And we'll be right back. We're going to talk some more baseball. I think
who the Pirates, who they should take with the number 1 pick. I think that's what we should talk about when we come back.
All right. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about because I already have my guy. He has his guy. I think we're different. We'll be right back. Thanks.
Tune in every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. for another insightful edition of Living Well, a special segment on Beaver County Radio designed to help you enjoy the best, most fulfilling, and healthiest life possible. Hosted by Dr. Joseph Maroon and Jeff Boast, and presented by St. Barnabas. Living Well, Saturday mornings at 8:30, right here on Beaver County Radio, WBVP Beaver Falls, WMVA Ambridge, along with 99.3 FM and 95.7 FM.
This is Abby from A Rocket Fireworks in Aliquippa with big news. Extremely explosive fireworks are now available in Aliquippa. Get the loudest, the brightest, the biggest, and the most explosive fireworks that you can buy anywhere at A Rocket Fireworks. Located on the 4-lane highway, Route 51, between the Ambridge Bridge and Monaca. And follow us on Facebook or click a-rocketfireworks.com.
Here at Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA, we just love giving away prizes and making winners out of our listeners on a regular occurrence. If you'd like a complete list of the WBVP and WNBA prize contest rules, just visit beavercountyradio.com.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio, Sunday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. for Scott Paulson's Radio Stella. Radio Stella is presented by Fry Transportation and is all about the history of rock and roll. Scott is armed with thousands of songs and useless rock and roll trivia that he has put together to bring you 2 hours of jams every Sunday night that you may never forget. Radio Stella is also being brought to you in part by Pittsburgh Guitar. So tune in Radio Stella with Scott Paulson every Sunday night from 7 to 9 here on Beaver County Radio.
Hey, Peanuts!
What will we do? And what can they say? Can we go on? Go on this way. I need you tonight.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show, brought to you by Just One More Sports Bar. Concrete Soul is in the background. If you like that, I love it. Come down Saturday night, 8 to 11. Get your groove on with Concrete Soul. I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed. If you love good food, get down there. Tonight's the chicken cordon bleu sandwich with fries. I saw it. I didn't eat it. I had something else, but I saw it tonight. That thing looked amazing. I asked the guy sitting next to me, he goes, you wish you'd had this. Tomorrow night's wing night. 42 flavors as usual, and the best fish sandwich in Beaver Falls on Friday. But make sure you get out there to Concrete Soul Saturday, 8 to 11. I think I'm going to go, Brian, because that's my kind of music. Speaking of which, on next Wednesday, right? Next Wednesday?
Yes.
Next Wednesday, the Just One More Sports Bar, we're going to do a live show from there. So if you guys want to come down and meet Bryan and I and get an autograph.
Scott's going to have to pay you to take it.
There you go. Brian's only allowed to sign certain things, right?
Why wouldn't I be able to sign? I would. Nobody wants me to sign anything, first off.
All right.
Second off, there's going to be
anyhow,
lots of local.
Please tell us all about it.
There's going to be lots of local, I guess you would call them celebrities from the Beaver County area.
Coach's Corner.
Yes. So there's going to be just dozens and dozens of high school coaches, maybe an ex-NFL referee, all kinds of people locally. So come down and have some drinks and meet up with them and talk some local sports.
They weren't allowed to, they wouldn't give me the authorization to say who was coming. But a little birdie told me that the most famous athlete from Beaver Falls will be there. So you decide who that is, and we'll go from that.
My dad's not going to be there.
Is your dad?
No, he's from New Brighton, actually, but he's not famous.
Right. He was never called Hollywood.
No.
Okay.
He was called Joe.
His name was Joe?
Joe.
Oh,
or Joseph.
What a coincidence. I didn't say who was going to be there. I'm just saying I was told that there were going to be really famous people there. This is a big deal. It's 3 hours long.
There's going to be good food. There's going to be drinks.
There's great food. Yeah. You get to meet a lot of great people. So I'm excited. I hope you guys come down. I'm trying to get some T-shirts made. I'll be handing out Hey Peanut Sports Show T-shirts because if you're a fan, if you say, hey, you told me I was going to get a free T-shirt, I'm going to give you one.
Do I get a free T-shirt?
Yes. I already gave you one. The letters fell off.
You did.
You never wore it.
I washed it and the letters came off.
I know, but you never wore it. You washed it without wearing it. It was a brand new shirt.
Well, I don't know. That's just what I do.
Right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go with to the draft. That's coming up here in the 9th, right? And the Pittsburgh Pirates actually got the #1 lottery draft pick, which is strange.
You were saying something to me, Scott. That was the first year for the inaugural lottery that they had.
Correct.
So it's not just worst record.
Right. Now it's like the NBA where they take the worst teams and then they pull numbers. And then if you spent too much money, so like the Dodgers and the Mets, who were not that great or whatever it was, they had different numbers in the draft. No, you don't get those. You spent too much money.
Yeah, they got penalized 10 positions for going over the luxury tax.
Right.
I think it was like by 40 million, so it wasn't even like close.
Right.
So we have the number one pick. All right.
Who do you like?
Okay, so let me just
In the college field. And I mean, I want to tend to go towards a Tennessee player just because I'm from Tennessee and they had some really great players on Tennessee, but I still like this Florida kid. So what do you like? Everybody knows who the Florida kid is. His name's Skeen. Everybody knows who he is.
He's from LSU.
Huh?
He's from LSU. You're thinking of Langford. Langford's from Florida.
Florida.
He's a batter. So Paul Skeens, he's from LSU.
Oh, he's
the
from
pitcher.
LSU.
Yes. Dylan Cruz is
he's
also
the one
from
that
LSU.
dominated Tennessee in the World Series.
He did not pitch. He did not pitch because he was on rest. He did not pitch in the actual finals.
No, but he pitched against Tennessee. Tennessee was in the semis.
Okay. Yes.
LSU had to beat Tennessee to make the finals.
Okay. So there's
This is
Wyatt.
kind of an SEC thing here in the World Series in college, which I guess has been that way in college sports for a while now, which is, I don't know what to say about that. I love it. I love that I'm from the South, but I think it's strange that one conference dominates all of them. It doesn't seem right.
Well, they do in football as well anymore.
They do it in all sports.
So basically, here's the 5 guys there are. Okay. There's Walker Jenkins, who's a high school kid. Wyatt Langford from Florida. Paul Skeens from LSU. Dylan Cruz from LSU. And Max Clark, a high school kid. Here's one thing I know about the Pirates organization. There are 2 or 3 can't misses in there.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going to do something to screw this up.
Why would you say that?
Because
you don't
that's what
think
they do.
that the culture's changing?
Well,
you believe that you're the culture believer because you've just been here since the 79 World Series and seen this. I mean, this is as old as you, how routine it is for them to screw it up.
They always mess it up. They've had the overall number 1 picks before, and I believe they drafted, I want to say Little was the manager. They drafted a guy that they projected to be a number 3 starter because of the money. And it's like, you have anybody you can pick, and that's who they got. Yeah, that was back in the David Little days. But
right.
So I don't think you can go wrong with Dylan Cruz or Paul Skeens. Now, you're saying you want Skeens the pitcher. Why is your reasoning for the pitcher over the hitter?
Because he's the highest prospect since Garrett Cole. And even though that's where he messed up is by letting him go and not paying him. What if you had paid the guy? I know you don't like the guy, but whatever. I think he was great. I think he's a great pitcher. And you don't have to like me to be a great pitcher. You don't have to like the guy. I just want you to get 18 to 20 wins every season. And that's the guy I want. And Garrett Cole was that guy, and we let him go. And he's done it for the Astros. He's doing it for the Yankees. And if it wasn't for him, the Yankees are in last place. If you look at the records, they're in last place.
Yeah, Garrett Cole's a great pitcher here, and he got even better going to Houston.
So this guy is a bigger prospect than Garrett Cole, according to the stats and the records and everything else. So I think, to me, pitching is more important than hitting.
Okay. All right, I'm going to play devil's advocate because I don't think you go wrong by picking him. So I'm not saying they shouldn't pick him. But what about with all the Tommy Johns and then also, this is twofold, actually being able to sign him after his initial contract?
True. I don't know. Baseball's weird. I hate this part about baseball. And you know what?
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you something right now. They got it right in Cincinnati. Didn't they? They got it right. Every one of those kids is so young and brought up way too early. There's no experienced player on the whole roster.
They're 8 games over 500, and they got off to a bad start and just started bringing up the youth.
Correct.
The Reds are going to run away with this division. I feel like it.
They may win the World Series.
Wow. You also said the Pirates are going to win 88 games.
I don't know, man. when I was 27, could I outrun a guy that was 23? Can you? Could you? Do you remember these ages in your life? And I'm
a runner's
53.
peak is age 28. Long distance. I don't know about sprinters. I ran long distance, so I don't know about sprinters.
I mean, it's athletically, are you as spry at 28 as you were at 23? They're bringing these kids up. They're all 23.
Yeah. Well, the Pirates have been bringing up some people young. You got
And
Davis.
guess what? And it's saving our season.
Yeah.
This season is now, and they're saving it. And I just, I don't know. Let's just stay with the draft. Then we'll get into the Bryan Hayes dilemma, which I think is a dilemma right now with us.
I think it was a dilemma when they signed him, and I think we're both agreeing the same things. So you have the 2 high school kids, and the Pirates like to sign players like that because then they can control them longer, keep them here longer, but they're not going to be here for next season or the season after that. They're going to be here at earliest 3 seasons from now, and I don't think Pirates fans will put up with that.
Yeah, right. But, I mean, they're kind of coming through. Henry Davis is up.
He's 23, batting .296.
He was a big prospect. He was, up there when we drafted
He was
him.
a
and we were
number
all
1 overall
excited.
pick.
Right. We were so excited about him, and it just took a while to get him up. Why? Why did it take so long? I don't know. I don't know enough about developing baseball players from that level to the pro level, and maybe that's where I'm confused.
Can I tell you a secret?
But the Cincinnati figured out a way to speed track it, right?
So you said you don't know how to develop, let's say, the younger guys and get them up here and them do well.
Right.
The Pirates organization does not know that answer either. That's the sad part. You have all these supposed experts.
I thought you were going to put me in my place, and now I get it. Yeah,
you
putting
don't
them
know,
in their
but
place.
supposedly these experts don't know either. But right now, Gonzalez is up. He's batting .314. He's 24. Triolo is batting .292, and he's 25. So that's
Love
why
that guy.
So
we can have a whole conversation about that guy because I want him to stay. I want him to stay. I want him to stay. I don't care where you put him. I like him at third. He throws people out. He does just the same thing as Bryan Hayes. And what does he make?
Better.
What does he make?
I'm sure the league minimum.
There we go. There we go. We're talking about a whole lot less money. And so when we were talking last week about trading people, now he's number 1 on my list. That's just, you know what? Because he's been hurt every year. He's hurt this year, and he wasn't even really, he's had flashes, and he can throw the ball. I know the talent's there, but for $50 million, couldn't you run out and get somebody else?
Well, here's my thing.
If you take sorry.
Go ahead.
If you take the $50 million contract out of your payroll,
I think, what's he making this year? I think it's 10 or 11. Ballpark. I forget the exact. It's between 8 and 11.
I thought he got 50 for 6.
Yeah, and I think he was like 8, 9, 11, somewhere around there.
Yeah, they always
per
screw
year.
it up.
Okay.
It's not like broke down.
Right, it's a little different
Like
each year.
elementary. It's always, and it's conditional. In fact, he won't get the $50 million if he doesn't perform. Like if he comes out and they have to send him down, he doesn't make that money. So there's a lot of that. He has to produce. And then the Pirates are good about that. We're going to sign this guy. Bryan Reynolds is in the same shoes. If he doesn't produce that $100 million, the highest paid Pittsburgh Pirate in history, he doesn't get that money if he doesn't produce. And he's came back from, which is, it must be contagious in the locker room. Lower back inflammation is the condition for all these players.
Well, I think
outside of O'Neal Cruz.
I think Bay hurt he twisted his ankle getting out of the box on the one ground ball he hit. But back to my point, I guess, is we got a 23-year-old, a 24-year-old, 25-year-old who are playing well. And I know the sample size isn't that great, but they have the pedigree. They're playing well. Why not add these 21-year-olds this year rather than 18-year-olds in 3 or 4 years that are going to come up to this lineup? I mean, I guess that Boris, whatever his name is, Boris is Dylan Cruz's
right. I know you're talking about. Yes.
Agent. So that alone probably scares small market teams away from drafting him because, Boris is going to want he's a jerk, which that's great. I mean, you hire him because he's going to get you top dollar.
He's going to demand the big dollar.
But, it's just like sad when you just pass on him. And let's say they go with Max Clark, who I hear they're high on the high school kid. Okay, so they get Max Clark, and I don't know, Clark, his knee gets hurt, and he just never comes up, or he just comes up and he's okay. And Dylan Cruz goes, and
such a waste.
And he plays on a team, and he's a perennial all-star, and it's depressing here in Pittsburgh.
It's the roulette wheel, right? You're in black, red, or green, whatever it is.
I don't know. I don't play. Huh? I don't play the roulette. I know what it is, though. I've seen it in movies.
But that's kind of what the draft is in baseball. And in the NFL, it's a little bit more precise. Roderick Jones. We love that guy. He's going to be great. That is not as a risk as going after these baseball prospects because you don't know what they're going to do in the minor leagues. You don't know what they're going to do. And I mean, it's your first round draft pick. It kind of takes away from...
It hurts when it's the number 1 pick in the first round, too, and
that's
you don't get it right.
That's why you go after Skeens, the best
What if he has
pitcher.
Tommy Johns, though? Then that's the other thing.
What do you mean, what if? Does he have it now?
Does
he have it now?
I know a lot of pitchers get Tommy John.
Okay.
And that just delays everything.
Did Garrett Cole have Tommy John?
No, but what's Tyon did.
Yes. Jameson
Tyon might have had it twice. I know he had some sort of cancer too.
Joe Musgrove have it.
What were we saying?
We could name a lot of pitchers that have had this surgery. That's a medical issue.
It's funny
and
you bring
that
up
doesn't
Musgrove.
apply. That doesn't apply because I just saw him pitch.
I want to say we got Musgrove because we traded Garrett Cole, and then we traded Musgrove, and we got Andy Rodriguez.
The catcher.
Yes. So the phenom down in AAA that we're supposedly bringing up here soon. There's another guy, and I wanted to talk to Joel about this. I was hoping he'd call in, but apparently he doesn't want to.
It's not 6 o'clock. Oh, it is.
It's 6:41. Miguel Andujar. He's batting .356. I know he's 28. He was with what would you say the Yankees last year? He is tearing up AAA pitching, and he's not up here, and I don't get it. We're
he was up here. He had
for May. But it's July, or as you say, July. I heard a guy from Florida say July, so it just must be a Southern thing. But yeah, so I don't understand why this guy's not up. He's batting .356. He's 28 years old, and he's not up here. But we're trotting out. What's your buddy, Joe Dirt? We're trotting him out still.
I mean, it's a streaky game. I don't think Joe Dirt. I mean, I love him. I do like him. His
I don't know if I like him as
great.
a starter, and I definitely don't like him batting third.
I definitely don't like him batting third. Not here lately, or even when I say lately, I mean the last 2 months. He hasn't been as flashes.
Right.
Even flashes.
Yeah, he's all the way down to 236 now.
What do you think of this bullpen? Like they just went silent. They went silent in June. They were silent, and now, oh my goodness, you can rely on them. And the one loss we had,
I don't know if silent. They were like when's the only time you don't want to talk to about a long snapper? It's because they messed up. Moretta was bad,
right.
And what was the other guy? The former starter that's
for the Steelers.
No. Baseball. He was a starter at the beginning of the year. Now he's in the bullpen.
Oh, Contreras.
Yes, I know.
And I think he's coming. He's coming around.
Good. Him and
so
Moretta need
I
to
don't
get it
understand like when, and I don't, again, I'm not the general manager, and I'd love to know. I wish they would call me and tell me what their decision making plans are, but they're not gonna. But why?
We'll tell all their secrets on the radio.
Why would you sit Contreras? He's not even in the like he can pitch a whole game. He was in your rotation,
right,
so
they had to take him out.
Right, so he's your backup starter, not your bullpen guy. He's your back. So when Rich Hill gives up 4 in the first, you pull him and you put Contreras in, and don't
3 or 4 innings.
I mean, granted, that game we came back and won in fantastic form, and Rich Hill didn't get the win, but we won. I don't know who got the win that night.
What night? Last night
Friday
it was Bednar.
night. No, Friday night.
I don't know who got the win Friday.
I would say it was probably I I have to look it up. I think it's who's our guy? Montero? No.
I don't know who got the win.
I know.
I was in bed. It was 4-4, and I went to bed.
No, I'm talking about Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Friday.
I didn't watch Fridays either. It's just too late, man.
Friday was at home.
What is today? All right, today's Wednesday, so Tuesday.
Friday was at home.
Okay.
Friday was at home. He hit it into the river.
Who was that? Santana.
Santana.
Yeah, okay. I did watch that now.
That's who you want to trade. And now I'm saying, no, don't trade him. And that's why I'm not the general manager, because 1 minute you can say this based on the information you have today, but then in 2-3 days, that information could change, and then your values would change, just like you were saying. You don't know if the guy's going to have Tommy John surgery. You don't know if this guy's going to have this. You don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. You have to be inside to know these things, and I think, that...
Yeah, hopefully Santana keeps it up, because I've been down on him for a while.
I love
and
that.
And he's
I actually like the experience. It's the same as McCutcheon. He brings experience to the thing. He's a seasoned player.
I get that. You
Right.
got a lot of young guys. I get that, but I want to see. Let's just say, bring up Rodriguez and catch him, and then maybe throw Davis at first base and see how that goes. I want to see what these guys can do.
Davis is a catcher. Why are we not catching him?
Because they got Andy Rodriguez, who's going to catch. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
No.
Yes.
Last night was Austin Hedges catching and Henry Davidson. So that doesn't compute to me.
Okay, I know. What I'm saying is they don't want to, moving forward, have Davis as their catcher. Otherwise, he'd be catching some.
Right. He's not going to be the catcher.
They're going to have Hedges, and he's going to coach up Rodriguez. That's the route I see it going.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
So,
I don't know if I agree with that, but I agree with you with that's what's going to happen. But I don't agree with that's what should happen. I think Henry Davis should be the catcher. I think Austin Hedges should be sent down, and I think he's a great catcher. He's a located.
Sent down. Just get rid of him. Give him a plane ticket.
Or do like I said last week. You
send him to Joel for batting practice.
He's your backup. You keep him on the bench because the catcher never, on rare occasions they get hurt, but keep him there to be the mentor,
right?
And show. And
I think that's the plan.
That should be the plan. And then, Andy Rodriguez, he hasn't shown us anything yet. We haven't seen him yet, other than the minor leagues. And Henry Davis is obviously okay with the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
He can catch the ball.
He's got a little bit of swagger.
He can play catcher. And he can hit. Wouldn't you rather have a big bat, another big bat? Why are we looking for this other catcher? I don't understand why we have these two elite catchers on the team. One of them needs to go. Keep the elite catcher, have Austin Hedges backing up, and put another elite batter. Let's get rid of some of the money from Bryan Hayes and go buy a bat. Can we buy a bat?
I know Triolo's doesn't have a lot of experience, but the money you're paying Bryan Hayes and the lack of a stick that he has up at the bat, just trade him. Just trade him and get some 22-year-olds, and I'm fine with that. And I know that might be sounding like kicking the can down the road, but his ceiling's his ceiling. He's got a great glove. He'll be in demand. Some competitors, some playoff competitors, but he doesn't have a bat.
He does not have a bat. And since he got hurt, when he came out and we signed him for that money, and then all of a sudden he got hurt, and he was like a superstar.
Well, what did Reynolds do?
He was going to be the greatest thing that hit PNC Park in some time since Clemente. And then he got hurt, and then he's never been the same since. And I don't care about the money. I know what you said, because of the money. I don't care about the money. It's about the player. This is where I differ with the Pittsburgh Pirates front office is I don't care what you pay him. I understand, and I do care that you're paying these two guys way more money than you're paying the rest of the team, and they're not producing. And so, but regardless of the money, Triola, is that how you say his name?
Trollo. There's an O at the end.
Triolo.
Yes.
Triolo.
I didn't ask him personally, but
he's playing better right now than Bryan Hayes, and I like him there. I don't know why you would send him down. If they send him down and bring Bryan Hayes just because of the money, then you and I, you are smart and I'm dumb, but I think I'm smart and you're dumb, and so is PNC Park for doing that. You take the guy that's bringing you the product and you let the other guy go. Maybe there's a
You
market.
get a lot for Hayes. I'm telling you.
You think you would?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get a lot of youth.
You think they'll just buy his contract out and then you can get a couple prospects pitching?
Well, they would just whatever they give. So,
maybe you get a bat in right field.
No. When you get rid of a starter to a team that's a contender, they don't give you typically another quality starter. They give you prospects.
Yeah, we're just going to get prospects.
I don't want other guys. I want our young guys to come up and play and see what they can and can't do. And I want them to draft Dylan Cruz. And if they don't,
that guy's a beast.
I'm going to be complaining a lot down at the Just One More Sports Bar next Wednesday.
He didn't go to high school in Beaver Falls, so you probably won't have to worry about complaining to anybody that cares.
Right.
But I do agree with you. I think I would take Skeens or Cruz.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with either one, but I would take Cruz just because he's an everyday player, and I'm scared of the Tommy John. That's my only reasoning. But if they take him, I'm happy.
Is there any pitcher you're not scared of the Tommy John? Like any pitcher out there, hey, we're going to take him because he doesn't look like he's going to have Tommy John surgery?
The only pitcher I don't think that's going to need
Doesn't
Tommy
that apply
John
to
is
every pitcher you would draft?
Draft, yeah, but I'm saying Rich Hill, I'm okay with him. He probably won't ever need Tommy John.
I think didn't he have it?
I don't know. He's 100.
I think he's 100. I still like him too. I
I.
don't want to get rid of him. I just wish if he gives up 4 runs in the first inning, you just give him a break. Bring in Contreras and let somebody save somebody. That's why you have him there. I guess we're going to our final break before we come right back. And we're going to talk a little bit different sports other than Pirates. We're going to try to hit
There's a lot of moves in the NBA,
hockey,
the NHL.
A little bit of golf. I'm a Ricky Fowler fan. Brian doesn't like golf anymore, even though he is a scratch golfer. He doesn't play. Yes, you are. He doesn't play. His girlfriend stole his clubs, and he won't play again. Sorry.
TMI.
Was that too personal? Was that a little too personal? All right, we'll be right back, guys. Thanks for listening.
Beaver County Radio and the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company are teaming up to present Cruisin' on the Ridge, a series of car cruises during our 75th summer celebration that will be held the third Saturday of every month from 12 to 5 p.m. at the new Beaver County Radio studios. The second cruise, featuring Beaver County Radio News Director Curtis Walsh's band Better Think Twice, will be on July 15th at the new studio location of 4301 Dutch Ridge Road in Brighton Township. There will be a live Beaver County Radio broadcast, food trucks, prize giveaways, raffles, and a 50-50. The 2 other cruises are on August 19th and September 16th, and they will also be held at the new studio location. Cruisin' the Ridge is being brought to you by Patriot Home Care, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Circle of Friends, Ambridge Italian Villa, Friendly Federal Credit Union, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, Town Square Restaurant, the Standard Restaurant, T.L. Ferguson Building and Landscaping Supply, the Beaver Valley Auto Mall, LaBelle Bridal Boutique, Junction Auto Service, Fisher's Foodland, Al's Corner in Koppel, Wags on 3rd, J. Young Refuse, the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company, and Beaver County Radio.
Run or walk for free care and help those in need. Join St. Barnabas Charities Saturday, August 5th in Gibsonia for the 32nd annual Free Care 5K Run Walk. Call 724-625-3770. Enjoy a rolling 3.1-mile out and back course, cash prizes for top male and female finishers, as well as medals, prizes, runner's bags, t-shirts, and more. It benefits the St. Barnabas Free Care Fund. Special thanks to presenting sponsor Paraka Interiors Flooring America. Register now at freecare5k.com or call 724-625-3770.
Freedom United Federal Credit Union proudly presents the return of Beaver County's #1 buy, sell, and trade show, Yankee Trader. The all-new Yankee Trader is back, and popular show host Diane Brocious will return to host every Saturday morning from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Beaver County Radio. So get ready to buy, sell, and trade every Saturday, right here on Beaver County Radio. The Yankee Trader Show is brought to you by your friends at Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester. Beaver County Radio is your source for local news in Beaver County and surrounding areas. Tune in weekdays starting at 6:30 a.m. for news reports at the top and bottom of each hour with Curtis Walsh. Eddie Crow has afternoon news at the bottom of each hour, and news correspondents Sandy Giordano and Matt Durzik have reports from local school board and municipal meetings. You can also follow Beaver County Radio on our website at beavercountyradio.com and our Facebook page for breaking news as it happens. With all that coverage, you don't need to go anywhere else but Beaver County Radio News and beavercountyradio.com.
Hey, Peanuts!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show, brought to you by St. Barnabas here at 99.3 WNBA and 95.7 WBVP.
Where else can you find us?
12:30 a.m. and 1460 a.m. on your AM dial for you old guys.
What about the whippersnappers?
Hey, you know what? I just love the views. You got to look us up on Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. You can see how handsome Bryan is and how goofy
Watch out,
I
ladies.
look.
You'll be disappointed.
Hey, I just love the response. You know, I started my roofing business at TEK Roofing 10 years ago, and I would pretty much do whatever you asked in hopes that it would eventually turn into something. You know, I'd paint your mailbox, paint your toenails. I don't care. I'll do whatever you ask as long as it was for the business and the better good of the business, because it was something I believed in. It was a goal I had and a dream I had. And the radio station is similar to that for me. I decided I wanted to be on the radio and talk about sports with my friend Bryan, which I knew you have a passion for talking. And
I love sports.
And you love listening to radio. You just absolutely love it, just like me. You
I
and I
don't even
just
listen to music anymore. I mean, I love music, but I don't listen to the radio to listen to music. I'll listen to music other ways, but I love talk radio. Absolutely love it.
When I listen to music, I'm at home, and it's a different mood. When I'm in the car and doing traffic and commuting and out and about, I'll listen to the sports talk. We'll go into that a little bit later. As far as
we don't got much later today.
Another segment.
I wanted to bring up the Pens real quick because we only have a few more minutes here. That they did some signings over the past week. I mentioned last week about them
Tristan Jarry, baby. I like the kid. I think it was a good move.
5
a lot
years.
of people want to hate it. The big Penguin hockey fans are always thinking about the Flower and Murray and the greatness and all that stuff that happened there in that time. And Jarry is at his peak, I think. And I think it was a good move by the Penguins because I looked across the field and there's nobody else better than him out there. And that's what that comes down to. And I think they got him at a bargain.
If he stays healthy, I believe you will be right. That's the issue with him. 5 years, I want to say about $5 million a year. That's a good deal, but they have like 4 goalies on their roster,
right?
And they all have like potential. And I want to say if Jarry doesn't stay healthy, it's going to be like a Mike Tomlin next man up. And if you're playing well, you're going to just take over the role.
I'm tipping my hat to Kyle Dubas. I think you did a great job. You set it up just fine. You made sure that there's plenty of backups to choose from if this guy gets hurt, and this is the best guy available, and this is the best move forward. And the guy, if you look at his pedigree and you look at goalies' pedigrees, 28, 29, 30 years old is prime.
This will be his prime the next 5 years. Absolutely.
And
if
so
he stays
I think
healthy.
it's a great move. I don't think we need to look back on that and go, well, what he did to us last year. It doesn't matter. You were at least in the picture at the end.
Well, we got 2 other top 6 players for the top 6 lines. We got Ryan Greaves and Riley Smith, and a defenseman and a forward. And I think those 2 are going to fit in well.
What lines do you think they're going to go on? I think Riley Smith will be a third line. I don't think the other cat will be on any line. He'll be a backup. That's my opinion.
No. They'll be top 6. Both of them will be top 6.
They're fast. We needed speed.
They're also looking to try to get Erik Karlsson, who's 33, defenseman. He had 101 points last year, 76 more assists. We're trying to work that one out. I don't know if that's going to happen. We've got a couple other guys, Lars Eller and Ryan Shea, and just they're going to be the bottom pairs. But I do like what Dubas is doing. I forget who called him being our general manager, even though he's the president of operations. I forget who called him being that back in early March.
That was
Who
you.
did say? Oh, that was me.
No,
All right.
you wished that back in March, but that didn't happen. All right. We didn't even get to the NBA or the golf.
We'll get to that next week.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to Ricky Fowler. I'm a longtime fan. He won the Rocket Mortgage tournament, which is ironic to me because he's the spokesperson for this company and has been for 4 years, and he hasn't won in 4 years. And what a payoff for them. I kind of want to go buy a house and use them. That's how much I like this guy. He's really a class act.
I could wrap up the NBA in 5 seconds.
Do it.
Basically, every player got signed for $30 million or more per year, and it's ridiculous. It was like Oprah was like, you get 30 million, you get 30 million, you get 30 million. That's basically the NBA wrap up.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, you know what? Let's go play some basketball after the show. What do you say? Maybe we can get a 10% of that. Would be great. Right? Hey, I really appreciate you guys listening. Like I said, next week we're going to be at the Just One More Sports Bar doing the special event. And then the week after that, 2 hours of the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I can't wait. We get to have all the time we can talk about all these subjects. And you can
I'll
call
be sure
in.
to call in from the beach.
We didn't say the number, Curtis. You forgot, but it's too late now. Don't call in now. We're leaving. But I'm glad you're here. Thank you for all your help, Curtis. Can you say hi to our fans?
You got it. Hello.
There he
You're
is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes. He's the best looking guy on the show, and he's not even on camera. Thanks, guys. Drive safe. I hope you enjoyed your 4th, and I look forward to talking to you next week. And that's it.
You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
I'm switching with Matt. I'll take the
No.
mornings.
He's looking and watching the stats, and he's looking at me, and I'm saying something, and he's going, yep, you're right, Scott. No, or is that what you were doing? Or no? Were you just kind of jamming the jerky
When?
in the background that we don't know about? Because I was like asking who was it, like certain stats and stuff we were doing. You were kind of looking them up, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
And I was right.
I was looking up.
At
Yeah, I
one
think
point
you.
I was right, and you
Yeah.
were not. You were wrong.
Oh,
Yes,
I
was
was
wrong at all.
I don't know.
I don't. You know what? Before I leave, I don't have your number. I have Gary's number, and he doesn't answer his phone, and